On Saturday, September 27th, 2024, Hurricane Helene swept across southeast Appalachia. When the storm was over and the floodwaters receded, almost 4,000 people were missing, towns were leveled, people's homes were gone, and devastation beyond comprehension remained. As we watched helplessly, our question became, what can we do? We can give. But we knew there was more. So 17 of us packed up and headed out. We had no idea what was waiting for us, but we knew that God was telling us to go.
I mean, I was surprised on how much destruction there was because I didn't think where Asheville was, it's in the mountains, so I didn't think that the mountains could get that much destruction. I didn't think that there was gonna be food trucks that had mud and stuff in them. That was surprising because I didn't expect there to be stuff like that. Yeah. Okay.
I really didn't have any expectations going down, and I saw most of what had happened through videos and things like that before we even left for the trip, so I kind of knew what to expect in that way. I kind of just resolved to God. I knew He would work. I didn't know in what way. I assumed it would be hopefully at least me having some sort of impact. And I think what surprised me was the impact that it actually had on me.
We affected so much change in just the few days that we were down there. And yet, I had several conversations with our group, and it just feels like drops in a bucket.
The fact that we're helping so many, but at the same time it feels like we're not doing much at all, because we like you guys were saying, we could be there for days, weeks, months, and it wouldn't really seem like a lot of things are getting better.
I'd say the people and them being their mood about it, I'd say most of them seemed pretty happy, or they weren't they seemed hopeful about the situation.
When we first got there, I think how some areas looked like absolutely nothing had happened, and then you turn the corner and everything is just gone. It was just so devastating.
What really surprised me the most was still the devastation that still was there after 6 weeks after the hurricane came through. Just how much cleanup still needed to be done, and how a lot of the houses still were not livable.
I think seeing the destruction of Asheville and seeing how resilient people are now, they're able to remain optimistic about the situation there.
I think it surprised me the most that on the trip, everyone had a role and a position that needed to be filled that they were perfect for, and that was really cool to see.
We went down there to work. We all had that in mind, and it's just surprised me how well the crew worked together, who had never worked together in a day in their lives, came together to help impact the people that were affected by the hurricane.
So what I thought was the most awesome thing, and I guess it would be another thing that would fit in the unexpected, was you take a group of 17 people with some pretty strong personalities and different personalities and put them all together. You don't know what you're going to get. And it was love and family, and I think that had a huge impact on me.
Going to this little church in Asheville and seeing these two pastors that have turned their church into the mega center and are basically saving the whole community by coming into this little small church that's only, I guess, 50 people in it. So it was amazing that in the just how they have it all set up and everything that they have going.
And seeing semis that were just smashed completely down in ditches, and just, I mean, it was just sheer and utter devastation, and things I never thought I'd imagine seeing. Debris 30 feet up in the air, sandbags hanging out of trees. I mean, it was something that was just, I couldn't fathom it.
I think it was the people we met, because, I wasn't out doing tree work. I was mostly, in the center, helping people, organizing things, even in the midst of this huge flood and whatever was happening. There was still people being thankful and people being kind.
The people that have been in it for so long had their spirits so high, and they were so willing to talk, and there was so clearly a little bit of pain behind their eyes, but how that everyone was so optimistic. They were not down in the dumps, they were up here. And of course they were hurting, but there was still optimism there.
I really liked helping people, because I know that like they needed all the help they could get, and so I know that us going down there helped them.
What moved me the most were the campfires at night, listening to everyone, what went on during the daytime, the people they encountered, the work they did, and they just oozed with love, compassion, concern for these people they were helping out. We have a fantastic group of young people here, and I'm really happy I got to join in with them.
If it's not for the church, there's so many, and I'm talking the church, there's so many people that would have had nothing. And that's really impactful, the fact that we were putting hands and feet to what God wanted us to do.
Walking into the distribution center for the first time, I was overwhelmed with emotion, and just seeing what they were doing to help people and the amount of things that they had collected and the people donating and the money being donated. And the other thing that really got to me was when we delivered meals and we got to go out and see where what the groups were doing. And as soon as I opened the back of the trunk, the one lady, Sandra, came running up to the car and just hugged me, and we both started crying, and I offered her food, and she said, "No, I would rather give it to my neighbor." So that really got to me, that she would want to give things away before she would take something.
Helping the people, I felt pride in myself, I think, and it made me realize that I can make a difference in someone's life, even if it's small.
I thought it was awesome seeing the helpers. Like, everywhere you looked, there was helpers, and it restored my faith in humanity, especially with the climate, the way the world has been. Going down there definitely made me see that the world is a lot better than I thought it was.
When we were in the distribution shelter, some people came with a lot of kids, and just thinking of they went through that with the kids, and some were really old too, and they were grabbing the blankets and the tents, and yeah.
to be able to love on somebody outside of my comfort zone strengthened my faith, I think.
You could really see the hands, the feet, and the heart of Jesus at work.
Being like realizing how much we have compared to them, like being able to sleep in my own bed, and like you like think about all the people who are sleeping out in tents, or not even that, just almost the side of the road. Especially with how cold it's getting in the winter.
I really brought into heart about everything that was down there, being more grateful for the little things, having running water and drinking water and being able to take a shower is a big one there. And then I've just been trying to share with everybody to help donate as much as possible. So.
It made me appreciate my life and what I have, and to not take it for granted.
Everything we did, we worked, but it was just so small in the overall scheme of things. But the impact that we made on those lives that we did help was huge. And it makes you look when you get back about, what are you doing here? Because there's people here hurting.
I am grateful to be able to go, because it was definitely a perspective change.
I feel better about myself, and that I can be able to help people and know that I can make a difference to people.
And then I think what it really showed me was that I am doing my purpose in life, and that it may not be my work. Like I always think my work's gonna be my purpose, but my real purpose is to do stuff like in the church. And
I think since I've gotten home, I interact with people differently, and I'm not sure how to verbalize that, but being out there and doing the work and hanging out with the crew, then coming home, it's like I can take the same attitude and apply it here at home.
And it made me want to really concentrate on being more sensitive and aware of other people and what's going on with them, and to be a help.
I want to say I've practiced a lot more patience lately.
He's reminded me that the things I have, I shouldn't take for granted.
It's made me realize just how thankful and grateful I am for the things that I have. And it also really hit me hard about the next time I donate something, I want it to be something that I would wear or I would use, and not just trash that I want to get rid of. Because we saw a lot of that sorting through clothes, that people just gave away things that had holes or stains, and I wouldn't want that for anybody.
I've had to step out of my comfort zone a few times of things that I know I would have never done had I not gone on that trip. And since I've been home, there's been a couple situations where I've stepped out and done it, and it definitely changed me. I mean, I'm a changed person, and I love it, and I'm happy for the experience, and I'm ready to pack and let's go. Let's do it again.